Warning. The content on this channel is not intended or suitable for minors below 13 years of age. If that is you, please click off and come back when you're older. By continuing beyond this point, you affirm that you are 13 years of age or older.
What's up? What is going on, Swearoos? So today's kind of a special video day. And so what happens a lot of the time is if you play games with any kind of frequency, you invariably will get asked by people who are curious, what is the best game ever? And as I said before at the start of this video, you can find that on the introduction. I would not consider myself a gamer. I would say explicitly that I'm not, in fact, a gamer. But I have played a lot of games, certainly on this channel. I mean, I've played probably thousands of games. I haven't played through thousands of games, but I've probably played thousands of games. Somebody like 8-Bit Ryan, for instance, has probably thousands on his channel. Many hundreds, certainly. I mean, there's a lot on this channel as well. And not to that level, obviously, because he does, he's a whole different level of thing. But, so, to me, the question is interesting, though, as far as what are the best games. And I think part of my answer comes in a couple different ways. There's games like Resident Evil 4 where I played through them a number of times, including on this channel. There's games that you could just play over and over again a lot, and then you kind of put off to the side, and then it takes a while to exhaust them, right? And then there's games that, like Sniper Elite 4, where you play through the end of it, and it's great, and when it's done, you're happy it's done, and you're like, that was a really fulfilling thing, but I probably am never going to play that game again. I probably never will. I have played also V2. That was fun. Same thing. Zombie War 4, which was partially fun and partially really, really dumb. And the Resident Evil games, honestly, are kind of a mix of the two between there for me. I don't like unkillable stuff. So when something winds up in a game and it's immortal and I can't kill it, as a player, I don't find that enjoyable. I don't like not having any kind of agency. I think that's actually, frankly, stupid. And if I see gameplay design like that, I want out. I don't want to do it. It's not why I play games. I play games to chew ass and kick bubblegum, like I've said before. So, with that in mind, there are some games, though, that you can play literally every day. There's certain match 3 games that it's taken me quite a while to get that out of my system. The two games I play every single day are Angry Birds. I play an Angry Birds Friends every single day. And there's no ceiling to it, and it's, I can knock out 10, 15, 20 minutes playing tournaments and all that kind of bullshit, and then I'm done with that. And this is the second game, which is Descenders. And I play the daily challenge pretty much every single day. Now, I was playing it for quite a while on Xbox, just for pure enjoyment. And my access to that Xbox is ending. And I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But I have a PS4. And I said the only cross-platform game on the Xbox I actually don't want to lose, that I don't already have, was Descenders. So I bought Descenders. And I thought it'd be really interesting to look at the two side by side, because they are dramatically different games. And so some things are the same and some things are a lot different, and we'll get into each individual level in upcoming installments of this series, because I'm going to try to go through the whole thing. But for the first part here, we're going to be just taking a look at the bike parks and some of the different mechanics and junk like that of the game. So you can kind of compare them just side by side, look for similarities and differences. So we'll start here. Okay, so here are the two loading screens. You can see the Xbox Game Pass is on the left, and the PS4 is on the right, and the PS4 goes way faster. You can see there's a stutter there in the opening thing from the on the PS4, and so the PS4. So the PS4 loads a lot faster. Like, it is flying through this. And I think part of that is because it is not connected online. I don't have the what do they call it? PS Plus. And that's one of the things I don't like about PlayStation, right? Is because they do PS Now, which I have, and PS Plus. You can't connect online with PS Plus, and you'll see some of those differences there. And I don't know what's going on with the screen. You'll see some of those differences there with the Xbox. You'll see other riders and stuff, and you will not in the PS4. Now, there's no music. The soundtrack is something that a lot of people seem to like about this game, and they're dinging people for copyright. And I'm not trying to get dinged for copyright, so I've cut all the music off, so you can better listen to this. I don't know what the screen is doing. So you can. Oh, I think I'm trying to line the TV up, so you can better listen to me talk. It is the same TV for both consoles, so it's a Roku TV, if that matters, but it is the same one for both of these, and that. You can see the Xbox takes way longer to load. Okay, and here I'm kind of going through the menu and showing you some of the stuff. So the one on the left, that account, I have over 4 million reputation. The one on the right is about 1 million. So it's a little bit over 1 million now. So I'm just kind of going through some of the stuff here. The only thing that actually really matters here, you'll see coming up very shortly, is the bike types. Now, I myself ride basically a hybrid, which is closer to a straight downhill bike, although it does have the handlebars, which are a lot they're a lot more similar to the mountain bikes, but so everything I do is really trying to get it more towards a straight downhill bike, because I just want it to go fast. I don't really care about anything else. I just want the fucking thing to go as fast as we possibly can. Here we're looking at some of the daily sponsor tasks. All the sponsor tasks are done for both of these. I've got there you can see it says Kinetic Descenders on these. So the first one we're doing is a free ride, and here's some of the options. You can see you're just kind of going through some of the different things that are available. A lot of the selections are not really available until you have to defeat certain things. Over on the PlayStation, there's I'm showing you the achievements, some leaderboard stuff. You have to actually, but you can have boss levels in all this stuff once you defeat certain boss levels. And there's the secret bonus tracks. You have to get those. I haven't got those for either one of these two, but the Xbox I won't be working on further, and the PS4 I still will be, so who knows. So the idea here is I'm creating the same track for both sides, and you can see it's skewing to as steep as I can get it, and I'm pulling all the curves and all the stunts out of it completely. And so we're just going to wait here for that's what the Xbox side is doing right now. And I think I don't remember what the PS4. I think I forgot a lot of this because these are filmed. There's a lot of work that went into this video, but it's filmed at different times. So the one on the left is when I had access to the Xbox, and the one on the right, of course, is the PS4, which is still with me. So anyway, we're going to build these tracks here. I will also say this. The joystick on the PS4 is way more sensitive. So I'm really used to a lot more forgiveness on the Xbox side, and it just doesn't exist on the PlayStation. It is super, super, super sensitive. Also, you know, overall, the PS4, you'll see it in upcoming videos, the PS4 is a lot harder. The tracks on, especially you'll see it when we get to the forest part. So here I just kind of gave up on, I gave up on the Xbox for a while. We're going to hold him at the start while I build the track here. Generally the tracks build fairly quickly on the PS4. So we should have a track here in a second. This one seems to take a little bit longer than some of the other ones do, but again, this isn't connected to the wider world at large, so I'm sure that has something to do with it. Okay, so we should be both at the start here, and here we go. So right away you can see there's a lot more shit. Rocks and trees and all kinds of crap on the PS4 side. There's a lot of extra stuff that does not exist at all. One thing that's interesting to me though is how much faster the Xbox side was kind of going. They finished about the same. Reputation is a little different, but okay, so I only did one of those, but you can build whatever tracks you want. So we're going to go to Bikeout. The Bikeout, these are dumb tracks. I don't know what the point of these is. But, so I screwed around with these a little bit, bounced into the wheel, bounced into the water. This one I actually landed inside the ring, which is useless. And over on the Xbox side, I'm not sure what I'm trying. I think I'm trying to jump over the rail for some reason. But anyway, these are annoying. This is not. I have made it past that. Like if you spend enough time, you can get past that. But this is really a lot like, almost like the American Gladiators type thing. All right, so it looks like we've got a little bit more of the Xbox before I finally have pulled the plug. Okay, and the Xbox side, I actually did this better. For whatever reason, I could not get past the paddles on the... are the paddles larger? I can't tell. Alright, I guess I just said fuck it on the Xbox side. You can see there's other riders over there, though. Oh, boy. And there I just let him get beat up over and over. Okay, so I skipped Bikeout 3 and 4 on the Xbox and I forgot about that. So here we're just going to enjoy me doing it on the PlayStation side where I did both of them. I don't know what these gigantic W things are. These fucking things are annoying though. Like, that one just sent me flying. So I don't know if I was supposed to go over the side or what. I don't know. I couldn't get these sorted. I think I took another. Oh boy, took another few attempts at them and just kind of said fuck it. I'm sure there's a trick to it. I just don't know what it is. And I think. Oh. I think you need to slow down, possibly before you go off the side or something, so you don't run into the thing. But all right, we're gonna punt on that, and then we're gonna head to then Bikeout 4 is the next one. And these things are kind of wacky. And I thought they were kind of neat, so I wanted to see if I could, and I don't remember if I actually did or not. I got this one confused with Bikeout 2, actually. So when I was riding this, I do this a few times. And then I got close. And I thought, well, fuck, if I got close, I definitely can make it. And then, of course, you know, I shit the bed a few more times. You know, that's another thing. The PS4 is really unforgiving. Like, you've got to be on it for the PS4. And oh boy, I forgot about this. And I thought I could ride on the beam, but then I didn't realize the fucking thing moved. So these tracks are dumb. If you're into stunts, so I guess these could be kind of fun, but I don't give a shit about stunts. I just wanted to go fast. All right, so we're taking both of these to Cambria, and I did the ones that were there primarily. They've added a lot of them, but for a lot of the time I had Game Pass with Xbox. A lot of them were not on there, so I'm just trying to. Most of these will be just the ones that I've kind of had access to the entire time. So this one is Cambria. And what's interesting to me about this is it looks to me, I think that the PS4 is reading a lot better. Like the textures are. Some of these, it's a little bit hard to tell. We'll see that in some of the later ones. But like a lot of the textures and stuff are really good. And it sort of brings up an issue I have with PS4 in that there's some bugs to this thing. We'll see some of those coming up, but there also is there's substantial frame rate issues with some of the Career Plus Pass, and we'll see some of that going on too once we get to it. For the most part, the bike tracks are the bike parks themselves, they're really, really similar. There's not huge differences between these two. And there I actually finished this one on the PS4 side. A lot of these are really fun to do and, you know, to screw around on, and some of the achievements I think are easier to do in the bike parks, but there I rode into the border of the map, and it sends you flying, as you can see on the Xbox side. But the parks themselves are pretty similar. There's not a huge difference there. So now we're going to the STMP line. This one's an okay thing. You know, if you like dodging stuff, like all these bike parks have some cool stuff to them, but I think they're, you know, probably of interest more to mountain bikers, and that's not me. I'm more of a road biker. When I get out, I just want to go fast. I don't really, you know, I don't care about slides and stunts and shit like that. I'm not even sure I could actually do them with my current bike, but so here, a lot of these parks are actual true to life, which is really cool because if you go on YouTube, you can find where riders are riding on some of these trails, some of the actual parks, and they've done a really good job of recreating a lot of this stuff. Again, you can see the PS4 side just looks really good as far as colors. I should say that I have not modified it. There's no color correcting. I didn't do anything. Like literally, these are just, you're seeing the raw files that I recorded. With everything the same except for a console change. And possibly, you know, that might make a little bit more sense as to why there's some stuff on the Xbox side that is easier, because possibly they have not put the textures and a lot of the assets in it. You know, because it's a game that you can just get a monthly subscription to and play along with 200 other games. You know, kind of a deal. So, okay, this one is just fucking around talking to you guys. I wasn't paying attention to it. So this one is the one after STMP Line, and what is this? Stoker Park. Yeah, Stoker Park is what this is. You can see I just drove into the sign. It's important to drive into signs. This one I've played a fair amount of, just kind of screwing around with stuff, and that's really all I'm doing here. You can do a lot of different techniques on this park, though. This park is really good for a lot of different explorations of, you know, the controls and stuff. And I don't know that really the bike parks, I think, are really, really, again, the sort of really, really fussy nature of the PlayStation is really kind of the big difference in the mechanics here. And that thing is just super, super fussy. And it's, you know, very, very sensitive. And I think that's really the biggest difference. And, I mean, to me it looks better also, but that's kind of the big difference. Oh, and there I'm attacking the truck. I don't know why I try to attack vehicles, but I do a lot of this also. So I don't know that really the bike parks are hugely different. In fact, I don't know that I found any differences between them. The actual sessions themselves, so the career path definitely, and I think career plus also has some relatively minor differences. It didn't seem huge to me. Career is worlds different though. It shouldn't say worlds. It's vastly different though. All right, so the Xbox is at Nürburgring. That is probably the track I played the most, but of course we got, here I am fucking around on Xbox more, or here I am fucking around on PS4 rather, some more, so I guess I'll just, we'll give the baby his bottle and let him just do whatever he's doing here. But you can get timing of stunts and a lot of the mechanics. These are, like, that's a really wide path. And hey, I fucked that up on both of them, same thing. Alright, Nürburgring. So myself and another dear player spent a lot. This is the park we played the most. And really all we were trying to do is to come up with the most spectacular wrecks. So we played this park a lot. I don't think we ever got to the end of it, but you can see just some of the different paths that we take, and no forgiveness on the PS4 side, but like you can get, I think, closer to trees actually too, or at least it seems that way. I shouldn't say you can. I don't know that. It just seems that the Xbox wants to put you into the forgiveness land a little bit easier than the PS4 does. PS4, you just got to be on the money. That's all I can tell you. If you're not on the money, you're gonna wreck. All right, so I guess I've got A little bit more fucking around to do here. Oh yeah, I want to take the actual path. See how far I could ride it before I bailed. And then I lost track of where the path went. Got distracted. So, we're going to Mount Rosie next. So one thing I will say about Mount Rosie... Actually, you know what? This is a good time to discuss this. Okay, so... During the making of this video, the Xbox actually crashed twice. The game crashed it, and it started the entire system over. It didn't start the whole system over, but the game crashed on Mount Rosie. Both of them crashed on Mount Rosie, but it crashed once on the PS4. It's really kind of interesting, and then you can see the frame rate is not great in here. There's a little bit of a stutter in it. And that actually is kind of the problem I have with some of the other ones as well. I don't remember seeing it on the Xbox, but the PS4, it's kind of pronounced to me that you can see some frame rate issues there. And the whole point of consoles is that you should never, ever have frame rate. Oh, on the Xbox side, I'm trying to read the map for Mount Rosie, or the sign, whatever it says. It was really important to me to read this, and it basically just is thanking a bunch of people. That's cool though. I'm glad that that's there. That's a cool touch. PS4 side, I'm just going off randomly. The Xbox, I found cooler stuff on this one. On the Xbox, but as I recall, the PS4 I thought was really getting irritated with the frame rate issues, so I think I bailed on that one a little bit earlier. Oh, hey, there's the edge of the map. Yeah, so this one you can ride on this cool overhead trail. I really dig that. I wish I wouldn't have fucked that up. That was fun. Oh, and that construction site. Construction sites are kind of goofy. I don't know how much I love this part of the game. But I mean, there it kind of forces you to have a good jump. A good standing jump, because if you don't, and I don't particularly, I haven't quite sorted out how to do that yet, but if you don't have a really, 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 really good one, then you're probably going to wreck. There's no other path to go anywhere from there. But a lot of these parks are really cool. I mean, there's a lot of them. I didn't do all the parks. I think I only did maybe 10. And there's probably another 10 there. So, if you like the parks, if you're looking for some of the more famous parks, you might be able to find that. I like your chances of being able to find it here on this game. Alright, so the Xbox is going to go a little bit longer. Oh yeah, because I like this one so much. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Oh, I fucked that up. That's too bad. This sort of overhead trail thing. Some of those would just be, I mean, you can see there's some cool parts. It'd be kind of fun to go back and do some of these. So I set the PS4 rather, to the Diffie Valley. We'll be there for the next track. But meanwhile, I'm just going to apparently ride around some more with the Xbox. The riders, so I've got the interesting thing here. The bikes don't matter. That's a T2 electric that the Xbox has. He's wearing the contrast gear. Interestingly enough, oh, and there I finished it. So interesting, oh no, actually I think it's up ahead. I don't actually remember. I don't remember this one. But the PS4, I have been wearing New Zealand, the New Zealand colors, and I actually have a contrast bike. Whereas with the actual contrast guy, I don't have a contrast bike. I've just got a T2. And he's got a halo. I wish I had that. So here we are in Diffie Valley. There I'm running into trucks again. I do have the red Lux for both of these guys also. And there I'm running into campers. I don't recall if I've seen campers on the Xbox. That might just be a PS4 thing. You can see the textures again are pretty solid on the PS4. A little bit of washout, a little bit of graininess for the Xbox. It's too bad I trashed that jump because I would have liked to land on one of the cars. But there's a number of trails here. This one I got pissed off because I missed that sort of power jump you have to do here. It's another thing though, it's practicing the timing of the power jumps. Some of these tracks are really good for stuff like that. This one was kind of a pain. I can't think I lost the trail on this one too. Sometimes this game gets cheap and it'll wreck you on jumps that you probably realistically have actually made. It does that on both of them. Oh, here we go. So yeah, I rode through the construction thing on the Xbox side, and there's an actual train jump here. This is really cool. I forgot about this part. You know, I played so many tracks, I kind of forget about some of these, but I forgot about this part on the PS4. I meant to go look for it and I forgot. And I was thinking about trying to coordinate these, but it's really hard to do, especially when you're time removed. You know, and these are filmed probably a week and a half apart, I would say, maybe 2 weeks apart. All right, the Xbox, we should be getting up to train at some point here. I'm finding all kinds of shit. That's where I lost the track. Finding all kinds of shit to hit on the PS4 side. Alright. Oh, is this not the train? One of these has a train in it. Is this the end, maybe? I can't remember. Oh, this might be the end of Diffie Valley. Yeah. Nice little 3,000 there, rep. That was good. Okay, so here we are in New Lexico. This is one of the newer tracks. What's kind of neat about this is that there's like it's a miniature city, so there's a lot of places you can ride on this. You can stay on that blacktop road if you want to, which apparently I have little interest in doing, but you can do it. And then there's a path that I wanted to explore with the PS4 that I hadn't noticed, but those staircases that just went flying by on the PS4, you can ride up the staircases and go exploring over there. Alright, so the Xbox is done, and that one is going to... I don't know what that one's doing. I think we're going to Descenders Island with that one. Meanwhile, though, over on the PS4 side, I really wanted to get up that trail. So I did the thing I hate to do, which is kind of break through it a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that's over at Descenders Island. Descenders Island, if you can't do the super jump thing, it is really difficult to get past that. And okay, so we're just gonna watch me go on the PS4 for a while here. I was trying to figure out where this trail went. So it was one I had not ridden on before. There might be some subtle differences. There's this, the Bogota Red, the Rojo Bike Park, and this kind of cool thing. The new Lexico map is fucking huge, though. I'll be honest, that thing is not a small map. Oh, this is a really cool jump here. I actually wish I would have made this. That would have been choice. But I didn't get the landing here. Or I got the landing. I just didn't straighten out well enough after that. It's kind of a pity. All right, here we go. We're at Descenders Island, where you have to basically super jump over this. And if you can't get the timing right, you are stuck on that first island. What's cool is once you get past it, though, you can, you'll be able to just go on. And there's a little path off to the left, where you see there I slid into it. You can actually hit that and climb up, but it's a pain. Much better to super jump it. This one I couldn't get the timing right on that. And of course what that meant was the Xbox side I said fuck it. The PS4 side I decided to try and see if I could just go around it. And I couldn't. I don't know where some of those. This would be kind of a fun one to check out some of the paths. And this one it crashes you as soon as you hit the water, which I don't understand. Some of these you can actually ride into the water. This is not one of them. Fuck, I should have went over to that thing on the left. That looked kind of cool. This one, yeah, head first into the mountain. Good thinking. Alright, and Sanctuary would be the next track. You can see the Xbox already over there. This one I tried to get fancy. I just didn't turn well enough. So, alright, here we go. Sanctuary is... There's a lot of cool stuff in this, but it is... You got to spend some time with this track, because this one's a pain in the ass. And so, what I did on the PS4 side is there's an achievement that if you do 2 backflips and 2 360s, you get something. And so I thought, oh, that's a pretty big distance to fall. But you can see it speeds up my fall. I get to do like 1 or 2 stunts. And then it's like, fuck you. Oh, that's so sweet of it. Like, this guy should just be completely dead. Like, just everything broken on this dude. Alright, so the PS4 I bailed. There is some cool stuff if you can make it past this part on the Xbox side. And I think I was kind of sort of trying to get there. Plus, there's some really cool stuff if you get past the jump here. And yeah, I think it was this one. It's really, really, really not easy to land on that, though. Unless you play it a number of times. And I'm a little bit too out of practice with these tracks, so. Again, I really meant this to be a comparison video, but it is kind of fun to watch me just wreck over and over and over and over and over again also. So okay, so here we are at the Megapark. This is the last one. And then I saw that, which I hadn't seen before, so I thought I would try to ride up that on the PS4 side. PS4 side, I try to do a lot of exploring. But I forgot where the one thing. So when you see me screwing on the PS4 side, I was trying to remember where the thing I found on the Xbox side was, and I forgot. Oh, if you're out into the fire, it finishes you, which is kind of dumb, being that that's where you start. So the Xbox, we go down both of these pipes as soon as I get done wrecking. So we follow both of them to their ends. There's this long tube that's on the PS4 side. This one goes to a really fun ramp where you can do a lot of those tricks. I think probably I had the wrong bike for that though. One of the problems with the bike I have is it's really meant for high speed, but it's not really meant for tricks. So trying to plug tricks into it can be a little dicey. But it was kind of cool finding some of this stuff. I'd never seen the thing on the Xbox until I rode to it this time. Like it's kind of useless, but I'd never seen it before. And I couldn't ride up the really steep thing. Okay, so up here, this is me trying to show you where the ramp is. But you can't get to it like this. You have to actually do the loop-de-loop to get to it. So if you watch the Xbox side, you'll see what I was not paying attention to. That one's kind of a cool little ribbon thing. I probably should have tried to hit that one a little bit better. Alright, so on the PS4 side, he's chasing after the Xbox side, sort of. And I really wanted to try to get that achievement. That's why I'm spending so much fucking time in this tunnel. And there's more time to come, but this is a good comparison side by side of what they look like on the two different platforms. You can see there's like just better detail on the PS4 side. So here's where you go do this. Then you ride down, and if I wouldn't have crashed, there's where it is. But I crashed, so, and then I forgot about that completely when I was doing this. And I thought I would ride into the tunnel, which didn't work. So the PS4, I decided to take another couple shots at this. This is a really long ass tunnel. One of the kind of downsides to this is that this thing is really fucking long. So if you crash and you have to do this shit over again, it takes a while. And it gets a little tedious. So I kind of wish that there was areas where you could just do the one thing over and over and over again But there is some scaffolding. You could ride up that. I can't remember if I've done that. Here I am trying to show you where it is. You can see it's right there. That's that middle path right there is kind of where the ramp thing is I was trying to get to. But anyway, I didn't make it. So there you go. And there you have it. There is part 1 of the Descenders video where we're comparing the Xbox One Game Pass on the left side of the screen to the PS4, which I presume is a full version, on the right side of the screen. And there are a lot of bike parks. This is a very, very long video. The next few coming up, where we do the career sessions and we do the career plus sessions to compare them side by side, will not be that long of videos. They're going to be a lot shorter than this. But this one, a lot of the bike parks, like I said, are pretty similar, and there's just a shit ton of them. So this one, I kind of want to take you through some of the other stuff in the game. But like I said, if you guys dig this series and you want to see more, leave a comment somewhere, and I will try to get back to it. At some point, I play this game a lot. I mean, I'm not as good as some of the other people I've seen online that are just aces at it. But it's really enjoyable. I think the curve on this is fairly low to pick it up and have fun with it. And we need games like that. Those are the best kind of games. Pick them up, get into it, have a blast. And the repeat value in this in particular is just very, very pronounced. So, but anyway, let's go wrap it up for part 1, and we will see you for the very next one, is where we start our career path on the career session side of things. We're going to start out with daily challenges, and in fact, the very first daily challenge I've ever played on the PS4 will be coming in the very next video. And until that time, swears, as always, peace out.